It is clear that the neoliberal GNU and the so-called progressive MKP party are demonstrating their commitment to incompetence in the country.
The Secretary will read the first order of the day.
Consideration of recommendation of candidates to fill 4 vacancies on the Independent Communications Authority of South Africa, Icasa.
House. Madam Speaker, on the 7th of August 2024, the Portfolio Committee on Communications and Digital Technologies received from your esteemed office a letter with a clear directive to expeditiously fill the vacancies that had arisen at the Independent Communications Authority of South Africa, Icasa, following the expiry of the term of 4 councillors. Now, during the course of 17 weeks, the committee advertised the vacancies and received over 270 nominations from members of the public for the 4 vacancies. 20 extremely competent men and women representing not only the vast tapestry of diversity of our country, but also the depth and expanse of our world-class ITC sector were shortlisted and 17 of them interviewed. Of these, we are proud to present to the National Assembly for recommendation to the Minister 6 highly qualified, experienced and patriotic South Africans to form part of the Council of Icasa. We commend each and every one of the nominated candidates and congratulate those who have made it thus far. I also express my gratitude to the hard-working and sleep-deprived members of the Portfolio Committee and the committee staff for working tirelessly to deliver on Parliament's request for the expeditious execution of the task allocated to us. Madam Speaker, the committee wasted no time in filling these vacancies because we are committed to ensuring a full and functional complement of boards and councillors under our oversight, as doing so sets a firm foundation for good governance. Our intention is to ensure that we complement the Council of Icasa with a range of skills that are firstly in line with Section 5 of the Icasa Act, and secondly respond to today's dynamic challenges. The ICT sector and the digital economy at large is at the center of economic development and transformation, and thus requires a regulator that can literally look to the future and envision new possibilities. A regulator that is agile and also a regulator that regulates with no fear or favor in the public interest. As we conducted these interviews, therefore, we sought men and women who would, if they were to be appointed as councillors, be able to grapple with and confront the vexing issues of the day. The challenges in the sector range from outdated regulatory policy and legislative environment to the need to contend with the fast pace of technological change, from artificial intelligence to satellite for communication as part of our national space program. The advent of over-the-top services and the resultant disruptions in the broadcasting sector, the regulation of postal services and e-commerce, and the need to maintain a dynamic link between the imperatives of transformation and competition in an industry demanding consolidation. Our new councillors, therefore, working together with the current council, led ably by the chairperson, must have the audacity to have the awkward conversations on behalf of the people of South Africa. They must stand firm that the finite and precious commodity of government, which is our spectrum, must be deployed in the interests of the people as a whole. They must question the benefits to the South African people from the last auction of the spectrum and be unafraid to propose to government different and innovative methods of attaining our objectives of an inclusive and transformative society. To this end, they must advocate for the reservation of spectrum for a wireless open access network in the hands of a state digital infrastructure company to truly create opportunities for black and small businesses instead of those just with deep pockets. Finally, a full audit must be undertaken by Icasa on the extent to which the licensees across the spectrum have delivered on their universal service obligations. The NDP envisioned a country with 100% connectivity by 2030. It cannot be that 5 years out and 30 years since the first mobile telephony licenses were issued, many parts of our country still remain underserved and connectivity remains a luxury for many. Our expectation is that Icasa must then ensure that they also regulate for the future sustainability of our state-owned enterprises, particularly the SABC and the SA Post Office.
Okay, Party.
Thank you. Thank you, Honourable Speaker. The MK Party an organization that is for efficiencies. This is one of those debates that should not be happening. There is unanimity within the portfolio committee, and therefore we should have really saved time on this one. The MK party supports the hard work that this committee has put and the diligence it has put in dealing with the candidates. So we support this, and we wish these councillors well, these commissioners well in the execution of their duties. They must do their work properly and professionally and make sure that data is cheap and all of that to make sure that our young people get to be educated cheaply. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Manya. Order.
Thank you, Speaker. Now, Speaker, the EFF vehemently rejects the recommendation of Advocate Mkumatela and Dr. Charles Lewis. We do so simply because of their dismal performance.
Order, honorable
as
members. Let's not
of
drown the
Icasa
speaker.
Council. It is clear that the neoliberal GNU and the so-called progressive MKP party are demonstrating their commitment to incompetence in the country. The neoliberal GNU, together with the MKP, is recommending the same incompetent councillors who contributed to the poor performance of Icasa during their term. Dr.
Honorable
Lewis,
members, can we not drown the speaker?
Dr. Lewis, relying on the protection of the GNU and MKP, was audacious enough to tell the committee that the findings by AXA showing Icasa failed to pay invoices on time during his term were issues of simply found there. Despite the availability of highly qualified candidates who could have, with immediate and positioned impact of Icasa's functionality, they are determined to recommend incompetent individuals. It is also telling of the hypocrisy of the so-called GNU on issues of gender. Of course, this comes with no surprise from the MKP. Out of 6 names submitted, only 2 are women, despite the fact that highly qualified and competent women applied. Instead, the GNU and the self-proclaimed progressive MKP see fit to reappoint a white 72-year-old male who openly flaunts his incompetence. Honorable Speaker, we reject the recommendation.
Order, honorable members, IFP.